What's going on, everyone? My name is Kyle. My goal is to make $50,000 buying and selling sports cards this year. So, update where we stand right now. We are at $8,381.55. We had three things happen this week, or it's been, I think, 8-9 days now since I last updated. First thing is, you guys can go back, I think it's 2 videos ago, I spent $793 at a card show on some new inventory. It was nothing crazy, nothing super exciting, but it was new inventory, new stuff to get up and running. So I was super excited for it. It definitely wasn't anything that was going to be like groundbreaking or earth shattering. A lot of kind of like lower end stuff. So it'll take a little bit of time to move. It's not like selling 2 or 3 cards is going to get me back my money. But there were a couple bigger cards in there. So very excited about that. We also had 2 eBay payouts. So we had our first eBay payout was $617.48. The eBay payout before that on the last video was $664. So I had really run into a rut where I hadn't gone to a card show in 3 weeks, I think it was, before this last one. So I had a lot of lower end inventory, stuff that like I just wasn't excited to list. And if I'm not excited to list it, it's probably because it's not really great inventory, not fast moving stuff. So you can definitely see the sales slowing down because of the lack of new stuff to sell. I also didn't really put much effort into selling other than on eBay. I didn't do any cross listing or any promoting of anything really going on at that moment. So you really saw those sales slow down, but you can see them pick back up because we got that new inventory from the card show. I actually did sell some hobby boxes as well that I had laying around. But the next payout I had was $1,811.65. So huge come up there from week over week. I want to be closer to that 2,000 mark. That I've said that all along. That's my goal. Brings me to a total for the year of $10,017.68. I know we're not really close and we're pretty far away from making that 50,000 goal. And I don't know how realistic it is. We had kind of made that a goal from the beginning of the year, and we reset this challenge I think it was like April, May, maybe closer to June that we really restarted this. However, keep in mind, July 31st, we were negative $1,300 on this challenge. So since then, what is it now? Been almost 4 months, 3 months, almost 3 months now, and we have net about $1,100, a little over that, or $11,000, I should say. So happy to see the progress we're making. We're making some quick progress as I haven't been buying a bunch, so you're starting to see this number go up. I had mentioned in previous video, my strategy was to have an eBay auction going on the 19th that would end this Sunday. I like Sundays because people are generally home, resetting for the upcoming week, kind of getting plans done. They're not out like they are Friday, Saturday night, so hopefully more eyes on my auctions. However, everyone in my house was sick. I was sick. I really just didn't have a chance to get to it. I do want to have as many listings going as possible. I get 250 free auctions a month on my eBay, and I haven't used any of them. So my goal was to have 250 auctions going all at once. Some higher end stuff, nothing crazy. I think the highest card I'm going to have is going to be about a $100 card. But it's going to be all the way down to cards that if I got a dollar bid on a little 3-pack of like insert Justin Herbert cards, I'll be happy with it. So it's going to be a little bit of a wide range. I'm hoping to net $2,000 on that auction and then have our $2,000 payout. So hopefully within that week span, it'll be about $4,000. Now, not everyone pays you on that first day. Sometimes it trickles in a little bit. So there might be a payout a little bit on the first week and then a little bit on the second. And the unfortunate thing with the eBay auctions, and it's a thing that just happens. You sometimes just don't get paid for winners. I'm okay with that too. It's a part of the game. I understand it. It's obviously not fun to have happen, but it's a part of what we do. The second thing I got going on is I am going to go to a card show this weekend. I'm actually going with my wife. We're excited about it. It's at a local casino. We're hoping to stay the night there. If not, we'll find a way to still go and have a little bit of fun. But it's a card show, and then we're gonna go do a dinner and do a little bit of gambling that night. Now, I have my son's soccer game. The whole reason why I'm doing this challenge is really to prove that I can flip from, just a collector where I'm buying and selling essentially to keep some cards or sell some or buy another card that I want. I'm using that money to fund kind of my collection into more of a business aspect, so to give me a little bit more flexibility with my family. So this weekend, my son has a soccer game. I'm actually going to be one of the coaches. He's only 5 years old, so it's nothing groundbreaking, but the coach isn't going to be there, and I'm going to help the assistant coach just with the kids because they are 5-year-olds and like to run around, play in the dirt, and go crazy. So help wrangle them in a little bit, but that means that the card show aspect starts at 10 in the morning, and I'm definitely not going to make it there. Hoping to be there by like 1-ish, maybe closer to that 2 mark. It goes till 6. So I'm only going to have about 4 hours. It's a really large show. It's at the casino. So that means a lot of tables. I don't know exactly how many tables are at this, but I know I've been to it before. It's pretty big. So I think my strategy going into it is I'm going to go there looking for value box deals. I want to go buy those $2 to $10 cards at big bulks lots and really try to get some, pick up some really big lots at good deals. 2 reasons for that. One is I'm trying to get a little bit more of a flip my mindset on inventory. I want to be buying in 2 different stages. One is that low bulk lots that I could possibly do whatnot with. I come in with a strategy of that for this year. I just never really did it, and I would love to have that in my pocket. The problem with whatnot, and I think a lot of people miss on this, is you need inventory. You need a way to get inventory. You need a way to source that inventory. And if you're going to be selling 100 to 200 cards a week on one live stream, then you got to be buying at least like 300 to 400 cards. That kind of makes sense, especially in the beginning, because you're not going to be grabbing a bunch of cards that everyone's going to want. You're only going to have like 10 people in there, and if they aren't looking for certain sports or certain players, it's really going to slow you down in the beginning. So I do want to get some big buys. I've been kind of putting some people away, like the bigger names that are lower end cards. I've been tucking a lot of those away because I am trying to make sure that it's something I can do in the future. And while I don't lose a ton of value on them, obviously, like retired people, like there's a couple of refractors like Tracy McGrady or Ohtani's, stuff like that, where their names aren't going to go down in value. It's not Cal Riley, nothing against Cal Riley, but next year, if he's having a slow season and going into the next season, his cards could go way down. So just making sure that I have the right kind of stuff. But I'm going to probably play it that way because of the fact that I'm going to be so late. A lot of those good deals I think are going to be scooped up. And I'm going to be more at that stage where vendors don't want to carry value boxes out. And I don't mind going and tucking some in my car and kind of trying to scoop up some of those deals and really build up that inventory to feel comfortable. I don't do a lot. I've been trying to get away from that lower end buying. But if I can get the right stuff at the right price, I will most certainly do that and try to start doing a little bit of whatnot to end the year and try to get a little bit of a growth doing that. So we'll see how that goes, but that is the plan for this upcoming weekend. I also did win something at my card shop, which is pretty cool. So they do this thing where every time you buy, I don't know what the dollar threshold is, but I'll go buy my hobby boxes. And obviously this one is one where I spent a lot of money because I got 10 squares and I just bought 2 rows. And I ended up hitting on one of the rows, so I couldn't lose with one of the teams. So they based it off the Patriots games, which is the local team for us. And the winner of its football squares. So my square ended up winning this week, and you win a mini helmet. So I ran one of those TriStar, I think it is, autographed mini helmets. So I'm going to go to the card shop today, pick that up. You guys will see that in a little short that I'm going to do just to show off what I get, but that's going to help the challenge a little bit. Hopefully it's someone huge. If it's Brady, it might not help the challenge because I'll definitely be keeping that or something crazy like that. But other than that, it'll probably be up on my eBay to recoup a little bit of my money. That's really all I got going on. I also might try to do a couple card shops around this area. I did have a goal of trying to find, if I'm going to do whatnot, I want to find a card shop that I can source from as well and get some lower end stuff that I can run there. So we'll see how the show goes. We'll see my motivation towards whatnot and my free time. But that is the plan going into it. If you guys haven't already done so and you're still around, like, comment, subscribe, greatly helps me out. I'll catch you on the next one.